Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another sexy comic book review video where I say words and you, beautiful people, listen. It is I, your crazy Nicolas Cage, your steward of Gondor, your genius, billionaire playboy, basic YouTuber philanthropist, SuperCliff. And would you kindly hit that like and subscribe button for every little bit helps in this beautiful world. And today we are taking our first step into the realm of Infinite Frontier as we cover Superman, issue 29, written by Phillip Kennedy Johnson and drawn by Phil Hester, with a backup story called Tales of Metropolis, written by Sean Lewis and drawn by Sami Basri. And away we go, as our story begins in space, where we see both Superman and John Kent's Superboy fighting off monstrous green aliens nearing a Star Lab satellite, while simultaneously a voice says that there's a golden age when a kid views their parents as beings who are indestructible, infallible, and immortal. And as a result, it makes the child fearless, willing to take on any obstacle, because deep down the child knows that if they were to fall down, his or her parents will be there to pick them back up. Now eventually both Superman and Superboy punch the green aliens back into a purple tear in space, a tear in which the aliens had originated from. The Star Lab satellite fires a beam against the tear, resulting in the tear being sealed. Once Superman and Superboy wave their goodbyes to the people aboard the satellite, we check in with Commander Waller, who is being given data from the Star Lab satellite, informing Waller that the radiation from the tear negatively affected Superman's energy output, but not to his sons. In addition, the Star Lab's cannon blast didn't entirely seal the breach, but before the satellite fires a second blast, Waller orders to hold off from doing so, as Waller states that anything behind that breach that has the ability to weaken Superman demands further study. Later in Metropolis, we see that Superman, Lois, and John are having themselves a family movie night. It's during this family moment where we hear the voice once again, saying that the golden age never lasts forever, since kids grow up, and with them grows fear. And whilst this is all being said, the tear in space is shown to be opening, with those green aliens raging forth. And once more, Superman and Superboy are shown battling the aliens, except this time Superman is shot by one of the aliens, resulting in Superman being wounded, showcasing that Superman is still a mortal being. Fortunately, Superman, although wounded, is able to fight back and send the aliens back through the breach. With the breach seemingly now closed for good this time, John makes sure that his father is okay. But unbeknownst to our heroes, we check in with Amanda Waller, who's able to receive enough information regarding the aliens and the effect they have on Superman. Afterwards, as Clark and John are heading back home, Superman decides to take his son on a detour, as we see Superman reminding Superboy about back when he was young and how he loved playing Connie Ball. But sadly, John doesn't feel like playing. And as John and Superman reminisce about old times, John confides to his father, telling Superman that when he was with the Legion of Superheroes in the future, he saw a lot of his father, the telling of many stories about Superman and how much the people looked up to him. John mentions that seeing and listening to this was utterly fantastic. But as John begins to tear up, he mentions to Superman that he hated whenever people would refer to him as Superman, as John feels that the role of Superman isn't a job that's easily replaced. Therefore, John mentions that he'll never feel ready to become like his father. In fact, he doesn't want him to go. Superman tries to comfort John, telling him not to worry since they were able to close the breach for good. However, John reveals that since he spent a good amount of time in the future, he knows what's going to happen now in the present. For everything that's currently happening now is similar to the history that those in the 31st century know, that being the death of Superman, which according to John is almost here. Suddenly, Superman receives a call from Helix, from the Fortress of Solitude, who alerts Superman that the environmental radiation scan of the breach in space is currently unstable due to the Star Lab's satellite station having opening the breach several times. With Superman and Superboy heading up towards the breach, the voice returns, saying that as long as the children are under their parental wing, they will never be safe. Yet despite their trust in their parents, their fear is their truer companion, with the story ending with a ginormous green monster amassing forth from the breach. Our next story is Tales of Metropolis, written by Sean Lewis and drawn by Sami Basri. And here our story begins with a lovely welcoming from Jimmy Olsen himself, since Metropolis is now more of an intergalactic hotspot thanks to the actions of Superman during the Bendis run. And no, Jimmy does not say Bendis, though if he did, I would love it. But you know what, I digress. Jimmy tells us that we need an unexpected voice to remind us who we are, and that voice is none other than Bibbo Bibbowski, Metropolis' average Joe, who is shown arriving at a movie premiere with a woman named Dolores. However, down the street, we see the real Dolores, who's in fact an image-creating alien named Projectilus, who's attempting to fool Bibbo as a way to take over the city. Projectilus then orders her companion, Deadstream, to play the part of the leading man, and from there, Deadstream is disguised as your typical handsome douchebag, as he walks up to Bibbo and Dolores and begins flirting with her. This causes Bibbo to lose his cool, but luckily he's able to calm himself down. However, Jimmy picks up the mist traveling around the people whom Bibbo is with. Inside the theater, while the movie is playing, Deadstream in his disguise calls out to Dolores, asking if she wants a private intermission, which, in my opinion, is one hell of a pickup line that should never be used. And it's with that comment which sends Bibbo over the edge, as our hero gets out of his seat and tackles the man, sending the two flying out into the auditorium. Here it's revealed to Bibbo that the man is an alien, as Deadstream turns into a giant ice snake, threatening Bibbo to fear the wrath of Deadstream. And as Deadstream is pounding on Bibbo, Deadstream says that a new time is dawning, and that Bibbo's city has made itself indispensable, with so much opportunity and innovation having been wasted on Superman's lackeys. And as Bibbo realizes that Deadstream is drawing power from the water in the fountain, Bibbo tells the villain that the bad guys have lackeys, whereas the good guys, they have sidekicks. And it's with that where Bibbo turns off the fountain water, which causes Deadstream to shrink down into his normal size. Therefore, Bibbo is able to easily kick Deadstream's ass. Following that, Jimmy goes to get Dolores, but as Jimmy touches her shoulder, the woman turns into smoke. In addition, after this reveal, Bibbo finds that Deadstream has also disappeared. Jimmy sums up that these alien criminals were clearly targeting Bibbo specifically, since Bibbo is just a common man. Thereby, if they were successful in fooling the common man of Metropolis, then they could have done it to anyone. Later that night, Bibbo begins typing away at his article for the Daily Planet, writing about how things are happening in the streets of Metropolis, stuff that they, the common folk, can't be bothering Superman with, for the people need to take more of a responsibility for the city's well-being. However, unbeknownst to Bibbo, Projectilus and Deadstream are watching Bibbo from across a rooftop as they ready themselves to see what Bibbo Bibbowski and Jimmy Olsen and those in the city of Metropolis are made of. Superman issue 29 was a great start for our Man of Steel hero, as well as a great start for Jonathan Kent's Superboy. It was interesting seeing from John's perspective on just how difficult it is being the son of Superman, specifically the immense pressure that comes with it, along with John knowing that one day he'll have to take up the mantle of his father, though the twist being that it's going to be much sooner rather than later. Now, though it may sound like a comic book cliche, characters getting sad because, fortunately it isn't randomly done because emotions sell, but rather due to there being an actual reason, John knowing the future. And because of this, Phillip Kennedy Johnson is able to connect John's time spent with the Legion of Superheroes to good use. When it came to the telling of the story itself, I appreciated the choice in having a good portion of this issue display the moments between Superman and John without dialogue, providing us a perfect example of how to do show don't tell. 'Twas a cool creative decision, and I'm very curious to see if this creative team has any other neat tricks to showcase down the road. Amanda Waller showing up was surprising. Seeing her totally willing to risk everyone in order to learn new ways in dealing with Superman is classic Amanda Waller. The art by Phil Hester was also really good, very refreshing and quite welcoming in my opinion. A great way to highlight that this is a new chapter for the Superman/Superman family characters. Tales of Metropolis was also fantastic. Although I personally am not a fan of this art style, it never bothered me, nor did it take me out of the story. And I really appreciated that we're getting a story focusing on Metropolis-based characters. Should be a fun time, since, the message being is that anyone in Metropolis can be a hero, no matter how, quote, common they are. Also, seeing Bibbo typing on an old school typewriter is amazing. Overall, I am down for this new era of Superman, and I can't wait for Action Comics later this month. Superman issue 29 gets an 8.5 out of 10. Giggity goo.